Why not?
Oh, no. Wukong. Wukong is still incredibly strong, but it just feels weird with how much his priority has dropped off the face of a cliff thanks to some of the changes that we saw coming into the jungle and how many different champions have been popping up. Like you're saying, that Kai'Sa is available, so we are more than guaranteed to get another AP Kai'Sa game here for JackeyLove. For TES now, are they going to go for that jungler? Vi is gone. I think that they should be looking potentially at trying to flex this. You could take that Rel very early on, even without knowing what the bottom side matchup is. You already know that OMG, and for the majority across the board, they've really been focusing on trying to get this Alistar. But hey, you're doing a better job than me here. They took the Nico and the Kai'Sa immediately.
I just know how OP champions are at the moment.
Yep.
Dude.
All right,
That's
there you
all
go.
it takes. I mean, we're in a meta again where being on the blue side, getting first pick maybe isn't as equivalent to all the OPs you can get with 6 bans only. Like, maybe we need more bans. I'll move on though, because OMG get themselves the Renekton. Again, away from Wayward is the priority here, with Abel also on Aphelios. Now, the fact that he's not on the Kai'Sa like last game may be concerning, but still, after how Abel played last game, this should be a positive move.
Ooh, picking up the Viego as well, so pretty reset reliant. They do have good setup, and we're talking about follow-up for someone like Tian on this Viego. Kai'Sa is definitely going to be able to match that, but now they need frontline. They need champions that are actually going to be able to hold down a lot of these members. Braum and Nautilus should be pick of the litter for both of these teams. In terms of the supports, very, very strong and good at being able to stop some of the melee members here on both sides.
True. One of them taken away already. Good pick there, Alcazar. Nautilus the first to go. Rel has been let through in the first game, and Ppgod excelled on it. Kai'Sa Rel is a bot lane that should not be given over, and surely here, OMG, that's got to be their final ban. They cannot let Rel through after what we've seen today. After what we've seen since Rel became OP again.
Yeah, actually, though, I'm a little worried. I mean, even Rakan has made it through, and I'm surprised just because Rakan, for the longest time, for the past couple months, has been one of the best engaged supports, bar none. His ability to get in, especially his escape ability in most fights, getting rid of the Blitzcrank tells me this should be a Melio matchup, and it'll be on TS. What is their engage going to be? Has to be something that has multiple knockups, something that is going to be able to keep them down.
Rel.
Oh,
Rel.
man. Are we going to see
Just
the Rel? All right.
Yeah, of course it's Rel.
Give us our
If it wasn't
Melio.
Rel, they're actually inting.
Fair enough. Hey, man. You're the coach, okay? We've got coach hysterics on board here.
I'm scuffed.
So,
dude, I'm performance coach. I make sure they go to the gym. They're looking very sexy, and like they're out there lifting 120 kilos with their biceps. That's what I do. But sometimes I know things about the game. As I will say, this is looking like something about OMG stylistically, isn't it? Creme on a Carly? Yes, please. One of his best champions historically. This is what Creme is carried on. This is what his debut in OMG way back looked good on as well.
give it to us. Stop baiting us with this hover. Thank you. Okay, so mid matchup early on. Wayward's just going to grab this Ornn for himself. We have our compositions ready for us here in this game 2 Hysterics. I'm looking forward to what TES can do. This feels a little bit more stock standard for them. You've got Wayward on a tank. You've got Tian on his Viego. Rookie can definitely be a much more self-sufficient mid laner here, similar to that Annie. And JackeyLove, keys to the kingdoms, man. Like, you need to be able to play aggressive. You look at OMG, they've got clean team fighting, good backline access with this Renekton and the Akali, and it's going to be up to Abel. Our AD carries here matching head-to-head.
I just wonder, though, I mean, again, both these teams, it feels like we're looking for snowballs, right? Like, again, we know what Aphelios does with Melia late game, but we have a Kali, we have a Renekton. Wow. Ladies and gentlemen, do not confuse that with another word for the bottom. As I will say, this game with the Renekton has to be fast-paced. At the very least, Top Esports and OMG, they're already locked in for playoffs here. They are already locked in, but it is the fight for top 4. Weibo secured themselves earlier on, if anyone missed out on that one. But OMG and Top Esports are a threshold above. The winner of this will very likely be looking at a top 4 spot with how easy their schedule is to roll out. OMG and Top Esports, a matchup that may give them an extra bye here in the LPL 2023 Summer Playoffs. As in our penultimate week, this matchup might not be match of the week, but it's bloody close with how these teams are performing right now. Let's get into game 2. No ifs, ands, or buts. Let's roll in like an Autobot into this very appetizing series ahead.
Thankfully for us, we didn't have to do any cast or start the game.
True.
Love that for us. Glad we didn't have to deal with any of that. They are getting very excited for the series, as they should for everybody that's in crowd, in studio. They should be getting hyped because this is such an important matchup. You talked about it before. The implications that this game has for playoffs between these two teams is so important. Also might dictate their future for the rest of this year, potentially going into that international event for Worlds. We talked about it, I think, a bit at the end of draft, but, you know, we had to do some exciting preamble for the show. If OMG cannot get a early enough lead, if they cannot generate an advantage in the first couple of objective fights, primarily around the 15 to 20 minute mark, they will have a tough time of breaking through this front line, of breaking someone like a Rel, an Ornn. Those two champions are going to be very, very resilient, and I love this already. Getting an early start for Tian means that they can get kind of spicy with the jungle pathing.
I mean, the leash is so helpful as well. Tian takes the camp, quick, smart. Red buff's going to die immediately. This 2-camp start is going to be like a 15-second one at that. So as JackeyLove and Mark move to wave, they haven't missed anything here. JackeyLove's going to get full experience. So is Mark as he walks on in, but gets zoned out. And TES, they had the jungler down bot side, and OMG have to pay respect.
They need to be careful here for OMG. If this wave stays a little too far up, level 2 here for TES can be a kill. Tian's already level 3.
He is, and there's a flash flip straight into Abel. Tian coming in.
It is.
Gets the stun. First blood onto Tian. That's an explosive start from TES.
Exactly what they wanted. Now Abel will miss out on level 2 early spikes. Being able to stay alive for so long, double summoners as well, which just gives so much more lethality to someone like Mark on this rel. Good job from Tian, and completely skipping his bottom side camps, wants to protect these and stop Aki from getting a response. If they're able to cut out Wukong from this play, this is an absolute disaster from OMG, and such a banger start for game 2.
I mean, Tian must be pissed because game 1, he had a real rough game, but it's not like him this split as Rookie running into Aki. Clones there, getting a bit of damage down is good as well, but Rookie won't burn any summoners as he knows Tian is nearby too. So Aki spotted, crossing to the bot side, but nothing's here. Our observer's showing absolutely nothing is here. Aki needs a gank, but there's no bot laners there. They already reset. So this Wukong is going to be down at least 4 camps by the time he's back.
What an incredible start here for Tian. After game 1, it felt a little bit silent on the Wukong. There were some good plays, definitely made a steal, but the game kind of ended before we really got to see him have an impact. Now here in game 2, a much different story here for TES. Their bot lane winning, Rookie winning the matchup, and Wayward not under too much duress. This wave is about even. He's only missing a few farm. It's 3.5 minutes. It's very early into this game, but TES are feeling more and more confident. Dragon spawning in a minute. You have to expect, unless something very wrong happens, and you do see that Aki can start to clear down towards his bottom side, Dragon is a very good objective here for top esports.
And again, you have to remember, as Tian has the timer on this Raptor camp.
Oh, God.
For Tian, he's going to be so close to level 6. And level 6, the reset ability, the ability to just carry through some of these fights and get those resets I mentioned is going to be massive. As Aki now towards the top side, Wayward may be having some kind of idea. He doesn't get the auto attack down, but Shanji going to come here and demolish.
Wow. They've now split the map, and I think with how they split this map, this is a losing position for OMG. Shanji getting a plate is nice. He's up a wave and will be able to fully proxy behind his turret. But you're now losing out on dragons up against TES. This wave, or this map state, is not tenable for OMG. They need to be able to find something, need to be able to break this state. Wave is pushing away from the bottom lane as well.
Oh my God.
And Abel and Ppgod, they're worried. They're like, if I step up, is there going to be Tian waiting for me? Is there going to be someone like Rel coming out of this brush and jumping when I don't have cleanse or flash?
I mean, Ankara Messi got the soccer ball onto Mark, and I think it only gave vision of marking that play. So Tian was trying to hover around, but he did back up eventually and make his reset towards his camps. Doesn't want to lose too much tempo considering how far ahead he is of Aki. As I was saying, I mean, Tian this split has been really switched on. He's had a good split overall. MVPs for a reason here on TES. Game 1 was uncharacteristic of what we've seen of Tian this split. So, again, it is nice to see this start, but let's see what he does with the lead. It's level 5 now, moments of getting level 6. And as he continues to clear out, Aki's just getting the scraps here. As you can see, he's already down about 10, almost 15 CS.
Magical number for most junglers is around 48. It depends on if they try to like split, if they got invaded on a camp and they lost some early. For Tian, he should be very close to that ultimate, and you see control over bottom side. Both mid laners did just TP in, so any damage they're able to land now is going to stick and be relevant come for an objective fight. You already see Dragon, or the Rift Herald spawning in minute and a half, and pings coming out from OMG. If they cannot get this objective in topside, if Wayward and all of TES are actually able to make a play onto this Rift Herald and steal it from them or make it into a huge loss, then OMG are in such a tough spot in being able to get back into this game.
Minute 30 till we see. Top Esports getting Dragon in the meantime. 1k gold lead stays true as Tian just goes back to his jungle. Still lots of options. As he knows Raptor camps up, this is the other thing. Oak Battery, we've got ourselves timers thanks to Tian. Like, he knows where Aki's going to be because he's been so closely tracking that enemy jungle all game long.
They want that red buff. You already see Rel's moving over. Ppgod's actually going to have to leave the side of Abel. So after taking this scuttle, you even have Rookie, who has first say over mid lane, can just immediately drop this wave and move over. Abel's nowhere in position. JackeyLove resetting. They're going to try and fight for this. This is a small numbers advantage for the side of TES, but just the pure fear alone, they don't know where Kai'Sa is. They do know that Rookie can move over. They're going to give up this side of the this side of the jungle, and again, be able to move up into the top side if they want. I mean, Tian can very just like move on over, but it takes his time, gets his recalls, trying to finish those items. He's very close to getting his first.
You know what it was as well? Level 6 from Tian. That level 6 advantage. Aki still without Cyclone, but as you said, mid having the pushing power, also the CS lead, just the strength coming through of Tian as we expect, now with the 20 CS lead. Aki playing catch up as he has all game long, as that Herald now spawning, and you expect Top Esports to be first to the punch here, as even Creme getting tagged out is good news, with TS moving their bot lane up as well.
JackeyLove will get all of this gold and plates by himself. That is not the same that could be said for OMG, as they're moving, swapping them into the side lane. Even Creme now will have to share some of this experience. I thought we would see Shanji up there, but it's going to be a 5-on-4. JackeyLove is now getting to this fight. Doesn't have all of his items yet complete, but...
Abel still on the wave. I was just going to say, Ppgod tagged out as Creme with an angle, but you can't fight this yet. Aki needs to get that Cyclone in as Creme disengages. Wayward still with the ulti. Here comes Call the Forge God. Pop Blossom as well. Rookie has gotten everybody. Lay it up. JackeyLove flies in as well. TES came here to play.
Immediately just blow up 3 members. Rookie and Wayward, the solo lanes here for Top Esports, just fire every single ultimate and they all land. Creme, he's just peppering them like little like lawn darts. He's trying everything, just nothing is landing. Going for the early Merc Treads does mean that Sakali will be missing out on some damage, and this was a fight that OMG could not afford to lose. Just 2 split, not a single member that they're all trying to call for priority target on. And Creme in this backline, not dealing damage. Neither is Abel. They're just getting a full face of Inferno right in front of them. Just doesn't matter. Good job from Tian. The early game plans paying off dividends 9 minutes later.
Because even though you talk about scaling, let's not forget that Top Esports, if this comp snowballs as well, similar value, right? They can take over games instantly. OMG are being taken over. It's a 3k gold lead. And as you rightly pointed out, Olg, it's that early game from Tian that's done so much, now has netted him the Herald with another kill to boot, a bounty on top of that. Tian is going to be the Viego from Hell. This is literally Gordon Ramsay Viego in Hell's Kitchen that you have to deal with.
I was on such a big Gordon Ramsay kick for a long time. I stopped watching.
Oh, yeah.
And we just caught up on some more Kitchen Nightmares yesterday. So the fact that you called it up as a reference is just insane coincidence coming in. Just nuts. Now, Wayward looking for something, doesn't have ultimate quite yet, but Tian is on his way, does have Rift Herald. They want to break down this turret, put Renekton in a bad matchup, and continue to sap away more and more jungle camps. Wukong is getting 0 gold during all of this. He has no camps to farm. He tried to get some of the bot side, they're all gone. He's going to go top side looking for these. So not only the timers does Tian have bottom side, Tian now knows all of the camps here for Aki. OMG, they have no jungler this game. Unfortunately, Aki got removed at level 2.
And I mean, look, Tian haters are getting juiced in this game because, again, he's had a really good split. And I have criticized Tian over and over, past splits, past years. When Tian performs, though, he performs like he did as an FPX champion, as with the Herald down towards mid, absorbs some of the gold. Rookie does too. Creme has to stand there and watch while the pressure continues on from top esports, even in all 3 lanes, as Wayward now having a happy fun time with the turret too.
This is one of the things that I love about our different matchups when we do have Enchanter versus Engage. Typically, the Enchanter is kind of chained to their AD carry. We have seen Ppgod move out with Aki, but his majority, Mark getting vision, roaming into mid lane, trying to help out Rookie. Do you need a push? Do you need able to do something? Now, Abel.
Hex Flash. Double flash comes out, Ppgod and Abel getting on out, but OMG might have a play if Creme can get the angle. But TES are together in the choker's call. The Forge God lay it out, and JackeyLove has perfect access to damage. Abel still gets the range, though.
Wait a minute,
He's still
though. Abel
firing. OMG can do this, but you got to watch out as JackeyLove is firing back in OMG's bot lane. A dismayed Rookie only gets a one-man Pot Blossom as it's still dangerous. OMG winning the fight somehow because Tian died. Mark's going to be next. And off the brink of despair, after TS had such a big gold lead, OMG will always play the blood sport.
Okay, Abel's just a super MVP at this point. That fight alone was carried by him. His frontliners were doing all the work that they could. Aki playing the best decoy, like, smoke and mirrors, Wukong known to man, holding up the backline, the opposite side. Abel with the green and white guns, Calibrum and this Crescendum just holding off the backline. Like, we saw how many chakrams, and everybody just watch. He holds JackeyLove from being able to get into this fight single-handedly, and without this engage from Mark landing, there are no plasma procs for JackeyLove to fly in on. So single-handedly, he's not able to get in. We thought maybe with Wayward here, but JackeyLove is just taking way too many turret shots right to the face.
Got Ppgod as well, that breath of life, beautiful stuff. I can't believe OMG survived this fight. Aki the only one going down. And again, the spread was so good as Creme and Shanji with the angles too. Beautiful stuff here out of the croc. As OMG, it feels like they have just broken my feed. But now as I return, now as things get a little bit better, gold lead only 2K. And despite top esports as JackeyLove, hang on a minute, no cleanse available, will actually just burn a killer instinct as well. Mark needs to help him. There's the Magnet Storm. He's playing with fire.
A lot of flashes and cleansed used there on the side of TES. We'll buy them a little bit of time. Rift Herald is spawning. Diego is on the bottom side of the map, however. So all this will do will buy a little bit of reprieve for top esports as they get some more waves. We're going to be seeing Tian start to make his way over. There is Chemtech Rift, so should be able to get over to that side of the map very, very quickly. Wayward as well, because of that kill, able to crash a wave, start to prep, get some more vision, get some priority here for top as they move over to this Rift Herald. But OMG, that fight alone proves that this gold lead is not as big as it looks. It's 3,000 here at 14.5 minutes. And this game is still as even as ever. A lot of this is coming from the jungle. And, I mean, specifically also from the bottom lane, even with how good that fight was. JackeyLove has 30 up, and that is such a difficult advantage to try to diminish as an AD carry.
I mean, ultimately, what we see this is if Tian dies early on like he did there before, that Ppgod, who has the majority of the lead, it makes a big difference in the gold, of course. Herald's going to go down in the meantime, though, and as well we're chatting about these big leads, just note that we're still without a first item for Creme. someone who has been pretty big as Abel might be caught out here. Call the Ppgod lands against the wall. He can't move. And even though Abel played the last fight so well, getting caught out there just opens up the world for TES.
Zero flash there because of that last play. Great punish coming out from TES. Will open up this entire map. Getting that top tier 1 takes away so much safety for Abel to step in the lane, to be able to cut the lane up so high in the midpoint of the map. So getting that will open up a lot for TES to be able to at least get some vision, stop Tian from, or stop Aki from having any more fun in this game. And while Shanji was able to grab that top tier 1, that gold onto Renekton is not going to be as meaningful as it is maybe onto Aki or into Abel.
Especially Abel. I think that point's clear. Even Creme as well. He has the only kill in that bottom side of the map right now for OMG. And as we're starting to hype this team up. I mean, Top Esports just took back some of the lead. They've got 2 items on this Kai'Sa now as well. So those W's going to be firing out left, right, and center. Abel needs to do a lot of work here. Creme needs to do a lot of work here. And as Dragon fast approaches in 2 minutes, note that Top Esports are the only ones to pick him up so far. So it does feel like the objective needs to be matched here by OMG, but will the item suit at this point, Alk? That's a time we need to look at, because it looks like Top Esports will have item advantage regardless of what position we're in.
This is such a tough spot for OMG. Like, you could fight for this dragon coming up in a minute and a half, but if you don't win this, then you're probably not winning the soul. Do you trust that your AD carry will be able to finish Gale Force in time for this 4th dragon, and then you're playing for Chemtech Soul potentially? Chemtech Soul not going to have the most use, but for a team like TES, specifically onto Viego, who loves being on low HP, is someone that will be trying to go for resets, that healed and shield power that you should be able to get is going to be kind of relevant, especially when we're looking at tenacity, the damage resistance you get when you're low HP. Same thing for OMG. If they're able to grab a couple of Chemtech Drakes, Milio becomes absolutely Thanos right now.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, with what she can do. I mean, ultimately, Chemtech on anyone just for the raw stats outside of the soul feels like the more valuable part. But as we eye on in towards that dragon in 40 seconds, let's see what the top laners do, because it's a push right now from Wayward, using Rookie and Tian to hover around. And with the blast pant, that comes from Chemtech Rift as well. Makes it super easy to pull yourself out a top turret here and get a reset with good timing towards this 3rd dragon.
Dragon won't be started on spawn. Everybody from OMG is going to walk on down. Teleport coming out from Wayward after finishing his Radiant Virtue will mean that TES get first say. You see that Mark and JackeyLove are hovering onto this side. It is also AP Kai'Sa, so staying in Fog of War is typically pretty OP. Creme's already in position. Shanji will potentially have to teleport to this play. Tian is not here yet. He will probably drop the Rift Herald now, use this in mid to try to get some early priority, but they're taking this so fast. When you have a Kai'Sa, it's so dangerous for the enemy team to stay and wait and be patient.
Look at Wayward though, look at Wayward. They've called the Ppgod, he slams on in. They're separated, Wayward zoning them off, and meanwhile Creme gets on into the backline. JackeyLove 1 hit from dying, and he goes down. Meanwhile, Wayward can't zone off for too long. As Abel gets free hitting, Tian will find himself the kill. He's got a reset as well as Rookie now continues to zone off. But as Tian clears the wave, as Herald gets dropped on down into OMG with numbers advantage thanks to Creme's Akali.
Unfortunately, Wayward, that combo just went completely namesake there. Missing a ton of key targets and really not being that big distraction for OMG that you thought it was. TES not able to get away with it. Tian gets the smite. He'll take the blue buff away from OMG, and they get the dragon. Biggest piece for them there is that now they are on soul point. They are going to be threatening a soul at any given time. Creme just goes forward. Wayward's not able to land it onto these backline members. And Creme, as well as Aki, just buying so much time. That threat onto JackeyLove, what you pointed out, such a big win here for the side of OMG. They're winning fights. They're not necessarily doing great on objectives, but it is a nice worrying trend for Top Esports. If you keep losing these fights, the game doesn't get much more even. You already had a 5,000 gold lead. If that's what OMG can do, imagine if this game gets closer.
Imagine if Creme gets more items and more picks and more angles. I mean, again, OMG playing from multiple angles of that as well. And when it is a Chemtech Rift and you have enhanced blast cones, your ability to reposition gets even more dangerous. As even with that gold lead, as you were saying, OMG still feeling like they could take a 5v5. As we need to watch people like JackeyLove, people like Abel, Tian, of course, if he can get the reset here in his upcoming fight, because it feels like it might be around the Baron with how much control of vision TES now have.
I wish I had the copy pasta of when Tian feels like his team is at a gold advantage. He feels he has to push the tempo of the game and will start up a Baron. And if his team is behind in gold, then he's feeling pressured. I'm sure that all of TES are definitely probably knowing that they should be able to win this game, but those fights are just way too close for comfort. Shanji potentially getting caught out.
Killer Instinct in as well. Call the Ppgod, and it layers down.
Lands.
That dominance won't be used into fruition as Tian gets the pick. And just like that, you have 40 seconds without the croc. Hello, Baron.
Starting out, they got to be able to clear these vision. They also need to be able to mark where Aki is deep onto their side. They do not have time to put down wards. OMG, they do not know where Rookie is either, so they only have vision of Mark. We'll know now where this Nico is. Putting down a lot of turrets as well.
And taking the flip around. TES moving back towards mid. Give and take, give and take. Back towards the Baron to threaten as Aki still lies in wait. Rookie's just looking for him. Surely he's going to have some kind of idea. No, he does not. Aki now with a 1v1. Cyclone used. Rookie with a proto belt, but he's been caught with his pants down as Tian maybe is going to pull his pants back up again onto Aki. If the jungler dies here, OMG are going to be deep in water, but teleport is going to be burned as JackeyLove finds a pick. Heartbreaker not there, but Aki's now dead. Creme teleported in for that, but there's no smite in front of this Baron.
That play alone may just end it and send us to a game 3. That was, I mean, I love the play, but it's a fantastic punish coming out from TES. Thankfully, their bottom lane was able to reset, was able to move out of mid and back onto this side of the map, but the path that they have taken now will cut them out entirely out of the mid lane. TES using their teleports now, using their recalls, will get back into position in the river, will start to threaten this Baron. Tian at half HP, and they should be able to start this up. Watch
Ulti from Abel comes through. It's already done some damage to JackeyLove, but look at Rookie again! In the same spot as earlier in the game, JackeyLove flies in. Abel is dead! JackeyLove's Kaiser, a big deal, but as he drops on down, TES now turned to Tian, the man who was big in the early game, retrieves more bounty. OMG down numbers again. This Baron might not be started once more, but TES just keep taking more.
Unfortunately, Chorus is coming up. We've got our soul point spawning in 30 seconds. Great fight. There are some timing issues there, and I don't know how OMG are going to be able to contest for this. They're missing out on ultimates. You get to watch this fight one more time. They're playing it front to back. Abel getting some damage onto the back line, but they are unable to keep them into the pit. Rookie playing so aggressive here. The fact that Abel has to still use his cleanse and flash there, while Ppgod uses that breath of life, kind of just tells you everything you need to know about this fight. It's going to also stop them from grabbing the soul. They're going to have to be so desperate. Picture in picture, that's what's more important right now, is this is the soul for top esports.
That Millia soccer ball, great stuff. As OMG, as you said, this is going to be soul if they lose this. So it's up to Aki here. It's up to OMG's, I guess, innovation in their team fight. As Tian going to get Scuttle and top esports going to get the wave. All it takes now is to draw OMG in. And for this Chemtech Soul to be taken, it feels like we could be going to a game 3 at this rate. But again, wait with bated breath as OMG haven't struggled to find opportune fights, even at a gold disadvantage.
You know, Asterix, that's why I love, our word choice here. You call it a 50-50 dragon flip. I call it innovation, okay? That's what we call it here on the broadcast. We're going to be having a lot of fun. Now, Creme is on a bit of a flank. I love this from TES. They just force on the other side of the fight.
Oh, Wayward's ulti lines them down. It's a 2-man, but they're too far out of range. Shanji's popped the dominance, though, as the all-in comes through. It's a good one, but the Pop Blossom is lying in wait. Aki drops down as Creme now has nowhere to go. JackeyLove on the backside, untouched. You look at Abel. I look at JackeyLove on his Kaiser skin, flashing forward yet again. JackeyLove, the 2018 World Champion, is a stone-cold killer. That's
going to be end of the game. Death timers are too much. Ppgod will watch his base fall apart, and we're going straight to that game 3. This was the game, this was the series that we expected to go to 3, and it has been stompy either way. Neither of these teams do not want to be locked out of top 4.
No way, that's what it's all about. You might be in playoffs, but the top 4 is another story completely. TES, it's that early game from Tian that needs to be talked about. He put on a clinic here in game 2 to take us to the final hallmark between OMG and TES.
Fantastic stuff, and now it's all come down to this, right? It comes down